If you'd like to see this video uncensored, then you can do so by going to my Patreon at patreon.com/Dakota Broskie. So I have this tier on Patreon called I'll do a video on a manga or series that you want me to check out if you pay a certain amount of money. That's not what it's called. I don't think I have an official name for it, but if you sign up for this tier, you get to, choose what I can read for a manga. I'll read the first 30 chapters or whatever, how long it is. And that'll be my, video for that week. And also a quick shout out to my Patreon. As I mentioned, there is a tier there where you can suggest something for me, but at the same time, I want to thank the new Patreons that are joined this month. That goes for Ghost, Lou, Jiri, and Calibre Cross. Thank you guys so much for being Patreons, and thank you, patreon.com/Dakota Broskie for all the new people there, people that are curious about joining. So a month ago, when I've been extremely busy, two people, Danon and Pie Chicken Eater, have, done this role twice. 3 times, actually. So, needless to say, I'm far behind. But Pi did his first, so we're going to go ahead and get out of the way. What did he say? What manga did he tell me to do? Was it Nisekoi? Was it Rent a Girlfriend? Was it some random obscure manga like Danon? No, it was 3 Doujins. He said, hey, I don't have a manga for you, but if you want to read 3 Doujins, here you go. And I'm like, abso-fucking-lutely. So the first one we're going to point out, and I'll put the numbers here, and by me I mean Seaweed. Thank you, Seaweed. It's called Ama no Ke... The first one is known as Ama no Yaku. So the things about these 3 are normally, they're very wholesome, but they also revolve around tough girls or gyarus. And this first one has a really nice twist to it. So there's this one girl who has short hair. She's a punk. She's maybe not necessarily Gyaru, but she's one of the tough girls. You don't fuck with this girl because she's gonna beat your ass. And we're actually seeing her beating ass in the first part of this 2 pages. So she walks into this classroom. It's like, you boy, get over here. And so he's like, oh God, what did I do? I gotta go with him. And everybody's like, oh, he's gonna get his fucking ass kicked, Goes to the nurse's room, and then he's like, all right, cool, now that we're alone, strip. And homegirl starts stripping. So the power dynamic immediately switches when they're alone, and we're trying to figure out why that is. And it turns out that the boy has found a picture of her online, of her jerking off this ugly bastard, her tits out, doing, kawaii desu poses. And says, hey, I'm gonna blackmail you, do what I say, have sex with me, and do all these cool things that I tell you to do. Cool, but, cool to him, I guess. Or I'll expose you and blackmail you. So kind of fucked up, right? And I know I said that this is a wholesome manga, right? But, we'll get there, stay with me now. So he's like, hey, did you wear the specific lingerie that I had? Are you, you ready to have sex? And she's like, all right, cool, yeah, I'm doing all these things. So she's doing all the things to not get exposed. So the drill with these Doujins, she has a lot of sex with him, does these crazy things. They're trying to keep the power dynamic between each other, trying to fight with that a little bit. And thank God we get this whole big reveal at the very end of it, because I was thinking this is getting really rapey and I don't like it. At the end of the sex scene, he looks at her and goes, haha, you're gonna have sex, you have sex for money with old men, and then she goes, hold on a minute. Okay, you can tell me that I have sex with old men or ugly bastards and jerk them off, but I will not lie to me and say I would have sex for money. That is not me in the picture. And that's when it drops. It's like, he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is you in the picture. She goes, no, look at the moles. So looking at the moles, they were able to identify that, oh, that's not her in the picture. So he goes, wait a minute, why'd you let me do all these things to you if it wasn't you in the picture? And she's like, I may have actually wanted to have sex with you when I like it. And then by the end of the chapter, we are seeing with them, holding hands, or she's on his arm, and they're dating now. So yay, happy ending from, that was a little, you had me in the first half, I'm not gonna lie. The ending of this was super cute. I like the ending of it. The sex scenes were nice. They were aggressive. I love the power struggle in between where she's like, oh yeah, you like that, you little fucking bitch? And he's like, yo, I'm in charge. Slaps her on the ass. She goes, yeah. But other than that, it's like, okay, basic, Doujin sex scenes for the first time. So I like that one. That's probably one of my favorite ones because of the twist. So let's move on to the next Doujin. The next one is called Tatoba Kono Tricolor. I probably said that wrong, but here's some numbers. Now, this one is actually kind of wholesome throughout the whole entire thing without it getting too dark or weird. First, you had this guy talking to this other Gyaru and saying, hey, I really want to confess to this one girl. What do I do? And she's like, hey, you just got to stop being a fucking bitch and do it. And he's like, I have no confidence. And she's like, yeah, you're a fucking little bitch, dude. You got nothing going on for you. But in the midst of all this, she's like, okay, you're kind of cute, actually. And she goes, well, you need experience, and I'll give you that experience today. He's like, what? And she's like, yeah, we're gonna fuck. So this whiny little kid's like, okay, well, can I pretend that you're the girl I'm trying to confess to? And she goes, okay, yeah, you can. And I'm just kidding. And then he starts to put himself onto her. They start making out. He's calling her by the name of his crush. And she's like, okay, this is getting kind of weird. So they start having sex in the classroom. This is a lot faster paced than the last one, definitely. This probably does have the most actual sex scenes in it besides the other two that I'm going to talk about. And he's like going at it. He's like, she's like, I like it slow. And then he starts going slow. And then like they're doing it. They're getting really into like each other's rhythm and their fucking feelings. And then he's like, I love you. And she's like, I'm sorry, did my heart just go doki fucking doki for a second? And then he calls her by the name of the crush, and she's like, okay, you fucking idiot, you baka, why don't you like me? And then they have sex, they come, and then they're like, all right, cool, have a good day. And they end off there. The next scene is him confessing to the girl. So unfortunately, he gets turned down, and the girl goes, I don't want to go out with you, I don't like you, sorry. And it's like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. I feel bad. But then you find out that the homegirl, Gyaru, is outside the classroom eavesdropping in on the conversation. And she's like, whoa, he's still single. Hold on a minute. I might be able to do, okay. And then we jump forward to another scene where they're in her bedroom, just hanging out. Now they're either friends or they invited her over because of all the, everything that just happened. They want to talk about it, make her feel better. And she's trying to give some life advice saying, hey, maybe it just doesn't work out sometimes. It's fine. You're fine. You're totally, and the kid's like, I'm a little bitch. I don't know why she wouldn't say yes to me. I fucking suck. And homegirl's like, okay, what about me? What about me? What's wrong with me, huh? What's wrong with me? Starts stripping and goes, look at me. This is me. I like you. You can like me too. It's fine. To which they start having sex. Like all hentai Doujinshi is. Then we're gifted with actually a really long sequence of really good sex scenes. This is a really great exaggerated out. This is if you want the actual nitty gritty sex of doujins and a little bit of dialogue and a little bit of connection, this is the one you want to go to because there's a lot of it. More than half of it just is a vagina spread sex scene. No. Man, what am I doing with my life? And then they hook up, they kind of realize each other's feelings, and then they go outside, they start holding hands, and then we have another couple at the end of it that just had sex. Number 3. And the next one is called, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. It's the translation's on the rooftop with the Delinquent. Here's some numbers. I'm not even going to butcher the Japanese language any more than I already have today. And the final one involves another Gyaru. Starting to see the trend here, Pi. So random tough Gyaru is having a lunch with a smaller, bitchier boy. Very, very timid, very, not timid I would say, but very just calm, random kid. And the Gyaru is bigger, obviously twice his size, bulkier, ready to fucking shred some muscle. So homeboy loves the girl, right? And then we get a little backstory later, but homeboy guy likes the homegirl. And then the girl doesn't like the guy because, well, it brings out her weaker side, her doki doki side. She feels things and she's like, well, I don't want to be a little bitch about everything, so you're making me become a little bitch. And she is known around town for beating the shit out of people. People call her the gorilla of her nickname's a gorilla. The guy insinuates that, hey, maybe, you should make me a bento one day. I would love that. And she's like, I'm not going to make you a fucking bento. And then later on that day, she's like, well, I'll buy a book on making bento, but I'm not going to make a bento, baka. I think there is a clear difference between tsunderes and girls that will literally just beat the shit out of you. So she runs into him at the bookstore, but he doesn't see her. So she hides in a corner and goes, oh man, I can't let him find out that I'm here buying a book on cooking. Everybody will think I'm a bitch. So she overhears him talking to his friends saying, hey, how's the Gyaru thing going? How's the Delinquent thing going? And he's like, it's kind of boring. I think I'm going to stop doing it. It's not what I expected. I'm just going to drop it all together. And homegirl's like, not that I cared, but okay, whatever. That's fine. You want to go ahead and drop it? Yeah, let's go. The next day, they confront each other at the rooftop. The homeboy's doing the same thing. Hey, we're eating lunch together on the rooftop. Girl grabs him and is like, yo, you want to fucking quit being with me? I thought we can be something special. I was just thinking a relationship was not that bad, and here you are going to drop me? Fuck you, kid. And he's like, no, I like you a lot. And then kisses her to prove his love for her. And she's like, okay, but yesterday you said something about, jumping delinquents, whatever. And he goes, oh no, it's my mobile game. I was gonna stop playing the game because it's kind of lame. So everything's been cleared up and she's like, okay, I'm really embarrassed about that. That's really, bad. Okay, but I want to commit. Let's commit right now. Let's have sex. solving everything, but just fucking each other right now, aren't we? Okay. Oh no, my car's insurance ran up. Do you want to be on my policy or your policy? Or do we want to make a new policy together? I don't know, let's fucking figure it out. So we're getting with another great sex scene. This one's a little bit more, you know, wham bam, thank you ma'am. And by the way, we're also in this 17 pages in. We're already halfway through this chapter and we haven't even gotten one single titty. And the fact that I'm still invested in this and the characters shows a lot of how good it is. So they do the sex, they do wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and then they move on. So then after that, they're like, okay, well, we're gonna hang out here and just have sex all day. And then by the end of it, she ended up making him a bento. Oh, you fucking cute ass, adorable slut. You making him a bento? Oh, that's so cute. Look at you, Mrs. I can't do anything that's feminine and cute and fucking making him a bento. You like him, you like him. So by the end of it, it's insinuated, again, they are dating after this, this full train of emotion. And by train of emotion, I mean their dick. So all in all, there's a category for tough girl Gyaru that is showing their feminine side by liking these other boys that shouldn't be attracted to them because they're really tough or one's really small. I really like that aspect. This has been really interesting because I don't think I've ever read a Gyaru Doujin like this before. So yeah, I'm giving a lot of it. My favorite one's probably going to be the last one because I was so invested in the characters and the story. The second favorite is going to be the Amanojaku, the one with the girl with the picture online. And then the last one, obviously, is the one that's completely sex-filled, which is the tricolor one. So I really enjoyed these. I really recommend you check them out. Here are some random numbers on screen. What am I going to do with the numbers? Oh no! It's only like there's a fucking website. I throw numbers in it. Just fucking, it's done. So a quick shout out to my Patreons over at patreon.com/Dakota Broskie, Douglas Whitaker, Ghost, Lou, Sis, Calibri Cross, Erectile Reptile, Lee Watts, Payne, Patchett. Thank you guys all so much for supporting the channel and everybody else that supports the channel on Patreon. You guys keep me doing what I want to do, which is make YouTube videos, stream, and all the other stuff. It's a lot of fun. It helps out with the, you know, paying internet or whatever, groceries for a month. You know, that's great for me. Thank you guys so much. With that being said, I'll see you again for our next video where we get to talk about more manga thanks to Danon. I'll see you guys in the next video. Look forward to it. I hope you're enjoying all the new series of animes like Nagatoro and the Komi-san Animation is coming out in October. Yes! 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 With that being said, take it easy. Bye-bye!